Hi, my name is Bob Mead, CEO and founder of iQagent. Welcome to our third installment of our web video series about our award-winning mobile app, iQagent. Today I'm going to talk about the different features of our iOS client, and I'm going to use the iPad. So let's get started. So here I'm showing the desktop of my iPad, and I'm going to launch iQagent. Now, if you've watched some of the earlier videos in this segment, you know what iQagent does. We allow you to scan QR codes. We call these points of interest on equipment in your plant floor, your warehouse, any industrial space. It immediately shows you all the information you have about that piece of equipment. This is data coming right out of your PLC, out of your processors, out of your SCADA, out of your industrial databases like SQL and Oracle. And if I flip this over, I'll show you the info view. And this shows us all of our documents, schematics, forms, things like that we have about this piece of equipment. So the whole point of iQagent is to give you data and resources relevant to what you're working on or where you're at in the plant. So today I'm going to take a little bit deeper dive and show you some of the other great features that we have about iQagent. And so first, let's go back and look at the data view. And this is roll motor 1. And one of the big questions I get is how hard is this to configure? Well, here is our configuration tool, and this is the configuration for this point of interest. So I could actually, as I'm working, add things to this and scan it right off the screen. I'll take my iPad and just scan the QR code right off the screen. You'll see I get the same point of interest. Okay, so if I make changes to that, I'm going to flip back to my configuration tool. So let's say that I add an info view element. I'll just grab a URL type, and let's just do something simple, maybe a Google search, and I'll give it the URL, and I'll open it in reader mode, and I'll put a description here. I'll just put Bob's added link and click add info, and you can see that the Google search shows up in my info. I can actually drag this around and put it at the top. And if I go back to my iPad, I'm going to clear this POI. I can scan the POI, flip it over to my info view, and there is my new Google search link. Now, of course, you don't have to scan a QR code to pull up points of interest. We do have a full-featured menu system. You can browse through the different groups. The red icon shows that it's a point of interest. If I tap that, the point of interest is going to show up, so I can pull this up during a meeting. I can pull it up on my phone if I need to talk about it. So this POI information is pretty much available anywhere. The next feature is mapping. So here I'm just going to scan the same POI that we printed out from the configuration tool. And another question I get is, hey Bob, we already have asset tags, barcodes out there. Do I really have to put another QR code out there from your system? The answer is no. I can map these points of interest to your existing asset tags or barcodes. And that's where the mapping feature is. You see the M up in the top of the POI? Let's take a look. Here I've got an asset tag right there, and I want to map it so that when I scan it, I'm going to get this point of interest. So the way that I do that is I'll hit map. It's going to go into the mapping mode. It's waiting for you to scan something. So I'm just going to go up, put the asset tag. It is going to scan it. And then I'm just going to clear it just to double check. It was actually pretty quick. Now I can scan that asset tag, and it's going to bring up this POI. So you don't have to use our QR codes. You can use what you already have out on the plant floor. Next, I want to show you the bookmark feature. So I'm going to just open the menu and pull up a couple of POIs here. So I've got some test POIs for data. And let's say that these represent POIs for lines that I want to keep an eye on. So I'm going to turn on the bookmarks. That's the icon in the lower left of the POIs. And then I'll just hit my clear button down on the main toolbar. It clears everything on the screen. And then I can go to my bookmarks menu and pull those right back up. So this is a great way to just immediately call up some favorite POIs. Another feature that goes along with this is I can turn off the camera in the background. We leave it on to look for point of interest markers, but I can actually turn off my background and I can customize the background. I can put, say, a favorite background here, like here's a shot of a plant floor, and then I can hit my bookmarks and just put those up. So now I can just set these up on my desk if I'm a process engineer or something, and keep an eye on the production while I'm doing my work at my desk. So next, let's take a look at some of the communication features of iQagent. And the goal here is to reduce downtime through better communication. So I'm just going to go scan our point of interest. Now let's say that you are an operator and there's some problem with the line and your technical person is not there. We could go to our annotation mode just by hitting our pencil icon, and you can draw directly on the screen, maybe make some notes. You could write out a note, or you could use our text where I can drop some text right on the screen and hit drop text. And then I'm going to press the snapshot button, the camera icon. It'll take a snapshot. And then I'll open the file manager, select the picture, and hit email. And now I've got this great augmented email that I can send to my remote technical people to help me troubleshoot this problem. They've got the process data, they got my on-screen notes, they got my text, they can see a picture of the problem, and hopefully they can help me solve this problem very quickly. But sometimes a snapshot might not be enough, and so we do have a full recording feature. I'm just going to hit the record icon. You can see that the clock comes up. It is actually capturing everything, it's capturing the data. I can turn on my annotate mode, maybe make some notes here like we did before. I can erase, and it's pretty much catching everything that I do. And when I'm through shooting this video, I just hit stop. And then we can open the file manager, and here's my movie. And we can just email that movie to our technical support people for review. So this is how we can help you reduce the impact of unplanned downtime on your plant floor by giving you much better communication tools about issues. And if people can get issues solved without having to come all the way down to the line, this is going to have a very positive impact on plant efficiency. And a couple more features to show you. I'm going to pull up the settings menu, and scrolling down, we have connection mode, we have internal or live. So if we're in live mode, we're actually talking live to an iQagent server in your plant. That's where we get our live process data. However, we have an internal mode, which allows you to store all the documents and things like that directly on the iPad. Then you don't have to have wireless. This is great for OEMs where you're just really working with documents and things like that, and you're not so much concerned about live data. Transport layer security, this is SSL encryption, and it encrypts all the traffic between the iOS client and the server just for added security. And then we have the data view ping and the server POI. These really only have meaning if you're in the live mode, and I'll just show you what they are. They're really for diagnostics, so when I have the server POI turned on, I can tap that, and it's always on the top level of the groups menu, and it just shows you information about the performance of the server, how many threads, how many transactions is handling, the number of clients connected. So it's really just diagnostic. And the POI ping, if I go and pull up something with data, you can see the ping there at the top of the POI, and this is the round trip time it took to get all the data for that point of interest. So you can see we're very efficient here on our network, but if you have a slow network, it may show the lag there and kind of help you diagnose connectivity issues. So that's about it for this installment. In some upcoming episodes, I'm going to be talking about the Windows 10 tablet version of iQagent. I'm going to be talking about iQagent Lite and other things. So stay tuned, and we appreciate you watching our video.